Before we start with compound epithelia, stratified squamous epithelia can be further classified as keratinized stratified squamous epithelia, and one is called non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelia. That's right. And remember, difference is that in that keratinized structure there is keratin protein in the part of apical layer. Suppose this is the part of stratified squamous epithelia, and this is the part of squamous cells in the upper part, and this squamous cells contains a very tough protein called keratin in the apical layer. Keratin in the apical layer, and here the apical layer is without keratin. Apical layer is without keratin. So see the difference. Here we talk about apical layer with keratin protein, and this is the without keratin. You know, keratin is a very tough fibrous protein, a very resistant protein that protects our external surface of the skin. And remember, because of the presence of that keratin protein, this apical layer is dead layer. It is a dead layer, and continuously these layers get removed from the upper part. You know that the upper layer of this layer is called layer of stratum corneum also. Stratum corneum also. This is the top layer of skin that is completely sloughed off or get removed after certain time, and we develop a new skin layer. So a continuous process of keratinization happens in the apical layer, and slowly the apical layer gets dead, and after the complete death of that layer, it gets removed from the top layer of skin. But here this layer is completely present here. This is a living layer because nucleus is there. Because of the presence of keratin, nucleus disappear in that layer, and that's why this layer die after certain time. But here the keratin is not present, nucleus is there, and this is called living layer. Remember the difference? It is the dead layer and it is the living layer. And if we talk about the functional part of this keratinized epithelia, remember this is the part of the upper layer of skin, and that protects our skin external surface from the different kind of stress factors like thermal stress or any kind of chemical stress, or we can say mechanical stress. So this kind of epithelia protects our body from mechanical chemical and thermal stress from the light, from the chemical, from the mechanical injury. So this is the kind of tough protective layer, but this is not permanently situated. This is not permanently established. Continuous recycling of top layer happens if we talk about the keratinized epithelia. That's fine. So that is basically associated with the protection part. Basically associated with the protection part, and that is present in the top layer of skin. Stratum corneum is the top layer of skin. That's fine. And the non-keratinized is present in those part of body where the surface is always moist, but that is also continuously facing the wear and tear process. Wear and tear process, but that is always moist area. For example, this is present in the inner lining of buccal cavity, even the lining of esophagus, the vaginal epithelia, because that layer is always moist, but that is always facing a continuous wear and tear process. So remember, those areas which are continuously facing wear and tear and that are always moist, it contains non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelia. So you must remember the location, the distribution of different type of epithelia in our body parts. That's right. One more epithelia is there, that is, we can say it is a modification of compound epithelia, and that is called transitional epithelia. Now see what is transitional epithelia. Now see what is transitional epithelia. Transitional epithelia. Transition means change. And what is that? Suppose there is a structure like this. This is stratified cuboidal epithelia initially. And their apical layer is little bit get spherical in shape. It is not a kind of, it is simply a part of cuboidal epithelia only. But apical layer is relatively becomes spherical in shape. So right now we can say this is the part of stratified cuboidal epithelia in which the apical layer becomes more spherical or round in shape. That's fine. Now if there is a kind of external pressure, like a pressure of water, if it press this structure, what happens? The bottom layer is similarly, bottom layer like this only. It is like this only. But the apical layer becomes squamous in shape. Look at here. So now it becomes stratified squamous. That is the change in thickness. Transition means change in thickness. Remember, number of layer is constant here and here both, but the apical layer that was initially cuboidal in shape, more spherical in shape, now it becomes flattened because of water pressure. So it allowed the accommodation of more amount of fluid in the urinary bladder. So this kind of, and once the pressure gets removed, it again take that structure, that shape only. So transition means change in the apical layer only, and it allowed to accommodate large amount of volume of urine in the urinary bladder. So remember, this kind of epithelia is present in urinary system, and it lines the lining of urethra, ureter, and urinary bladder. And that's why this epithelium is also called urothelium. And because of the changing thickness, this epithelia is also called plastic epithelia. So that is the part of transitional epithelia.